where he belongs. We'll see. It's been a long grind, and for some of these players, a chance to prove themselves. Seven, who we haven't touched base on, was chatting to the Spanish streamer and caster Ulysses. He told me that Seven's going to be the biggest surprise of the year for me. So I'm very excited to see what he can deliver as a man who's managed to deliver on many different roles in the past. BBL leveling it up here and moving towards this B site. Valorante and Seven with a lot of pressure on their shoulders.
This is where we'll almost get to test the individual brilliance of some of the players on the other side. An opportunity for Valorante, but can only get the one. Already a 3 versus 2, and the thing I'm worried about in this series for Pacific is if BBL get going, the steamroll can begin. qpert, though, has already managed to turn this back into a 2v2 scenario, and they do have themselves a chance.
An opportunity. You got to flush out those players, though. BBL looking to swing together. It's going to be Loita. Point of contact on back pillar. Up goes Rose to help out from the side. He's isolated in the fight, though, and it comes down to the one-on-one. Loita! Oh, that flip! Means, you know, in terms of, like, is this comp going to be better? Okay, first of all, is Breeze going to be attacker-defender side in general? And then with Stone.
It's not safe for work, I don't think.
No one wants to hear that. Nice shot! LaRock's just running it down. Out on mid. This is a round where they should be coming in with weaknesses, but the advantage already sits with the attackers. An early play by Seven, though, to close in that distance on mids, putting the pressure on. It's forcing LaRock to, well, I would have thought go to side. He just tucks in. He's holding that door angle and not being forced out into the majority of players. And he's going to be really hard to root from that position. A thorn in the side of Pacific's retake.
Yeah, they have to get him out of here. They can't just allow him to stick in the backline. It also stops Valorante from being able to rotate. So they're having to send a lot of players just to try and clear him, and eventually they do. qpert will be the one to find the frag, but there are still 4 more players on the other side sitting pretty. Crewen just stepping up with a double, and it's not getting any better. Valorante, the last standing, and the other 2, look how far away they are. There's a lineup surely flying in. Shot starts going. That may have even missed slightly, but it's 4-0. This is where the rifles come back in. A decent amount of damage at least, but the economy's still good. That's a better start at least, but it's a quick pace take. A Hunter's Fury attempted to be used.
Spike planted.
Seven's gone quite aggressive though with this ult.
Oh, he's looking for it. Has the TP out of there. And the problem is he's on the other side of the map. It's going to cost so much time, bleeding from the clock. But qpert has come up behind. He's threaded the needle. They thought it was clear because they pushed Seven back, but now they're going to deal with the leader. He's found himself 2, and that could give them the foothold. Another traded out as Rose is alone in the same spot as before. A 1v3, his first found, but the decoy absorbs. Especially with that off on scene.
Aggressive position. That's a bit of a risk from qpert. Maybe just trying to take contact to give Seven that little bit of extra space. cNed getting aggressive. It's an opportunity, but a missed shot. Seven, though, not missing. Continuing what has been a very strong start to this game and manages to escape. It will allow for a post plant, but look at 2 players. They're quite far away. It's very deep lurks, and a lot of time will need to be bought by those players within the site.
What's Crewen going to do with this? Right now, he's waiting for that rotate from B. In a couple seconds, he'll realize it's not coming, and either goes to the door or plays that flank. And it will be towards the door. The position of the plant, though, is important to think about.
Yeah, he just ran out onto the side of Viper's Pit from far away.
Getting that defuse is difficult, but now getting into the pit and the defuse, this is going to be a real challenge for Pacific. Wrapping around, they've got players at every angle. Wide swing from LaRock. That's a little crazy. All they need to do is run that clock down. Crewen does well to find 1, and it's Rose! 6 HP! He's made it around the corner! Stage and 6-1 up. No surprise. We don't know how they'll deal with a loss. We haven't got to see it all too much so far. cNed doing well. That's Crewen down early on, and another on that mid push. Spike down, as you said, in an unusual position, but that's actually the least of their problems. It's a 2v5 now. Pacific, they found their mojo in this round. cNed certainly did with that aggressive off.
Yeah, it's kind of what you wanted. He's now carrying.
Frenzy Ace,
is this a new wave?
30 seconds left.
Although hopefully for BBL they won't be getting the same result.
It very much is the age of the leader, the in-game leader, not the coach.
Ah, yes.
Not to say, you know, maybe it is his age. I don't know. I don't make that call.
Yeah. They have the leader and the thinky.
They do. They do. The thinky in the brain is no more. It's been taken away. Lovers Rock. It's got to do so much work if they're to have a chance, and with nothing there, I'm going to make a bold prediction that Rose hasn't got this. Nice shot to start. He's on the other side of the wall, but yeah.
Under his belt in Americas. That TSM roster last year obviously led by MBS. It was a banger of a team.
And he got a lot of praise for his work within that as well. A lot of eyes on him. Ninja's already down to start this one out. Valorant caught in no man's land, surrounded and dropped at 2 versus 3. Shot through the smoke, brings him right back into it. It's cNed and qpert. The off. As the smoke fades, those players have made it into safety. And this ult's not going to be easy. We can see, even if he gets it onto one player, which is a game of battleships at best, still going to be another with gun up, ready to fight. You've got post-plant Hunter's Fury to worry about. That's why qpert goes around towards main. That cleared out. You know they're on site. They're not playing for the ults unless they're in the spawn. So you'll clear that angle out. But he's being caught. Did he get caught by his own ulti? I'm pretty sure he did. Oh, cNed, you silly goose. qpert's alone now, trying to clutch it out. He's found his first. But the creep around might just catch him. Big swing.
Yep. Quick push once again. 7 already forced back, and half the time they're not even taking the spike with them for these early fights.
Jeez.
It's a IGL and IGL, and one of them's winning. That's a gamble and a half. I guess they're at a point of no return where 7's running through a snake bite to try and catch people off guard. It's not gone well. Valorant, there's just so many players appearing in front of his eyes. Right? If you're only getting headshotted anyway,
that you actually have a better chance to win with 10 than with 9.
Well, Hunter's Fury, that's already a tag. Oh, there's no escape. qpert, that's another battle versus Rose. Not a fair one, but he's lost it. That's already, the IGL started this game quite well, but it seems like his opponent has just started to level up and up and up. They're trying to deal with Rose, and they have 2 quick kills back, the double. Hello, Loita. I think he just got so used to being able to run around the map with nobody killing him that he just forgot that he had to shoot his gun.
It kind of actually looked like what I just
Wait, saw. Rose, you haven't killed 4 already?
It's the same towards A main. 2 players go out, took in those corners.
Well, they've seen them.
And it seems a little bit disconnected.
Crewen, and you know, Lovers Rock only like top frag the Ascension Grand Finals, so washed.
30 seconds left.
Lovers Rock has also been revealed, so for Ninja, he's not been having a great time, but it's... Did he fall asleep at the wheel? He must have thought that was a clone.
He is. Oh, yeah. Oh, sidestepping clone, Tom.
I don't know what he thought, but why did he just stand there like he disconnected in real life? How did Oh, this is possible. This is possible. Please, that's see, that's a clone. And then there you go. 7's managed to get past, TP it in. An opportunity to set up the ideas and hopefully start things off well.
Well, there's Rose in the ground already. Valorant with another for Pacific. 2 opening picks. Time to group up, take a site, and avoid giving BBL those individual duels because it can be a slippery slope, especially on a pistol. With ghosts on the other side for Loita and Lover's Rock. A challenge rounding that corner. Loita able to at least deal some damage. Set Lover's Rock up for a fight, but nothing's going their way on BBL.
Lover's Rock only able to get 1. They don't even have to necessarily push this way, especially with Valorant already clearing those back lines. Timing's not great, but Crewen clearly not expecting anybody to be there, not ready for the fight. It will now leave Loita in a 1v4 scenario, and cNed is waiting patiently.
So happy, Tom. Get exactly what you deserve. Oh my goodness.
It genuinely is. It's like the new kid coming back to the league, and cNed's like, oh shit, I'll show you who's boss. Be careful, Thinky. You might go back off the chair if you swing it harder.
That tends to be how it works. And half the time I don't know what's happening on the computer either.
Or unless it's an Irish boss. That is one hell of a start. cNed tried to knife him, so he's just wrecked him through a wall and through a smoke at the beginning of the round. Showing Unk who's boss. I like how Unk is only like 24 as well. Either way, trying to put some pressure onto the players on the side, but this crossfire of Lorok and Loita is a fearsome one to try and deal with. Loita taking the majority of the contact, and they know that he is here. That doesn't matter though. This is the youngsters we were talking about. How is he? 18-year-old has shot him in the head.
Yeah, that was remarkable stuff for BBL, and I think compounding on what we talked about earlier, that mid-split, it worked out. They got a lot of control. cNed was able to walk into the site, but this time, there's an off wait for them.
This is where Lover's Rock is really hard to deal with. He's good at sort of taking those initial fights, and as you can see, immediately falling back. He has no level of greed to his gameplay, which as a Yoru player is the most irritating thing to fight against, because he's just going to keep repositioning every time he fires a shot. On the other side of things, they are at least going to be able to get some space in towards that site. Hunter's Fury being utilized, but as of yet hasn't connected, and now the full force of this defense has started to take back control.
Oh, the jump up from qpерт's good. He hasn't managed to spot Rose tucked in on that corner. And Rose strikes now, dropping Ninja. Dealing a bit of damage to qpert as well, the 2 versus 3. Pacific, no plant found just yet. And as they attempt it, it'll be forcing it 1vx. It's not going to be an easy duel. And as time ticks on, that flank is coming through from Loita, making a difficult situation all the more challenging. A 3K from qpert, but the spike needs to be planted, and now it's on the floor. 10 seconds, and no one to cover as the plan's coming in. Alorante has to be lucky to avoid the spams. He's on 19 HP, but still alive. Given a chance. Losing here, it sends BBL straight to the home stretch, a chance to close out this map and start the series off with confidence. But a few well-placed shots could buy Pacific a much-needed chance. It all comes down to the timing. Loita's just about to round that corner. Alorante needs to be quick, but Loita gets... They're all right. Well, Pacific, this is it. Credits put on the line. BBL set to take 12 if they win this. Crewen up close, the man we just highlighted. We heard from him. Now it's time to see him play the game, wrapping around through those smokes. Through the orb comes Crewen, dealing and dishing out death. But it's only the double.
Decent trade.
Pacific managed to trade this back and get a plant and get the Cosmic Divide up so they can fall back to main. They can get post-plant positions. That's a great recovery.
Right here.
That divide has bought plenty of time for them to reposition as well, so any ideas that were there are gone, but that's a nice bait and switch. Alorante in the corner, not a lot of places he can go, but the crossfire, Ninja is well aware. It's left onto Loita again though. 18 and 8, he's moved to the top of the board on this defensive side, has been fantastic in the clutch, but he looks the wrong way. He can just take that shot and get out of there. If there is anybody around here, and there you go. Look, immediately, straight back to site. He's gone. Like, there's no way you can now hunt him down. That's what makes him so irritating. They're re-pushing it, though, re-clearing it. In fact, even spotting the TP out, but Seven's got a freebie. And actually, again, Pacific have been able to turn this. Still got to deal with a couple of these players. Loita up close, might not expect the player in main, but after a shot is missed. Oh, he's gone into the drone, but Alorante is covering, holding for his teammate. Now that operator rotates back into position. Rose once again, but it's left onto the op, and a mistake made with the spike down and a swing out. Whether or not they can bring this any further already. That is a huge combo, but LaRock managed to dodge it.
Alorante is here to pick up the pieces, though, as Loita goes down. Robbed of the ace in the previous round, but Alorante's back for vengeance. He's taken down Crewen, but much more needed, as Alorante on 30 health has only got qpert by his side, but now the A site taken. A nice shot onto LaRock, a sneaky play through, gets the plant in favor of Pacific. But Lover's Rock, with that op, he just needs to find qpert, and the second kill would be so easy, but what an uncomfortable angle to try to take this fight. With qpert hiding inside that smoke, ships in the night, he's crossed past. He's got the right weapon for it. The bandit up close, snake bite in, player on him, the fire rate's good, but cNed just about survives until Ninja has something to say about it. Dropping his teammate. But look what BBL have to work with.
Yeah.
Hunter's Fury that's not going to be committed. I mean, unless they've lost their damn mind.
Interesting.
They need some pig. The Hunter's Fury's in! They've sent it! Rose is a madman, and he's found his kill! The Hunter's Fury lands! LaRock's flank finds one, no, two! And now 7! Mere moments later, is all alone! The walls closing in on him, and it's a... The decision from Pacific is to wrap around. Already, though, cNed's going to be caught by the trip, giving away the play. The cage blocks sight, makes this very uncomfortable for them to get anywhere near the site. Crewen in danger of the spams after the reveal. Lover's Rock hiding in that corner as well. They've dropped Crewen, but they don't know about this snake in the grass. And Lover's Rock strikes for one. Loita for another, keeping the numbers even. And with 7 tagged low, this could very easily be another BBL round, be the last BBL round of the map for Pacific. Back up against the wall, and the plant still needs to be found.
They still have both controllers standing. That might give them an opportunity to at least create a little bit of additional space. And all three players coming in from the same angle. On that defensive side, no flank this time to worry about. But there is a wraparound coming in on the attack. A double sort of layer, the pressure all being put onto Alorante, but the cross is being held. It's being watched for, though. They're ready for that mid-pick. Alorante on the site has done well. Already clearing out one. Instant headshot on the second, and now Rose, well, an Odin clutch will be the cherry on top of the...
And it's all making noise, but if he goes out there without his weapon drawn, it could be an easy pick for Lover's Rock. The op misses him, and now the play towards A, but it's being read by BBL. 4 players in position, ready for this blitz. BBL, they've outthought them. All they have to do now is land those shots, and one after another go in their favor.
Patience might just pay off. LaRock in the corner. He should have been a dead man for quite a while, but he's going to survive. I like it. The amount of delay we saw yesterday was fantastic. I will say I'm a big fan of the Yoru melee. Don't blame anybody for yonking that.
No, without a doubt. That double dive was terrifying on the attack side. To start out in the defense, BBL, well, they look just as scary. Start for BBL.
Got you.
Although they slowed down in the end. No, well, I would say more so that Pacific warmed up. They were getting disrespected. They were getting ran down on. And then they started to play the game. Let's hope it doesn't take that same kind of warm-up period here.
He's managed to get one at least. I feel like I've seen that before. Just he was on the other side. But that's the problem. We're seeing that individual brilliance from LaRock, but this time he actually has something to get him out. Dash nowadays kind of sucks on Jet, but it's very good on the waylay. And they are just getting slammed! Basically stopped their whole push in its tracks.
Loita down to start with, making some headway here for Pacific. Is 7 definitely the standout on their squad in the previous, but that rotation, that over-rotation, you said it couldn't be. Well, it's been dealt with. Every single player dropped by 7. He's got 4 under his belt as LaRock moves to the smoke. qpert, it's a big risk to walk through here. 3v1. You should win the round off time alone, running that clock down, but everyone's taking their individual fights. If you're looking to give LaRock an opportunity, this is it. Luckily, he won't be punishing to start with. The stun doesn't land on the players in the corner. The shot to start sees nothing. Now LaRock goes walkabouts. Refract online. He can get out, but his teammate can't. Loita caught in the open is punished. A nice start for Pacific. Again, it's 7 on those entries. A few good rounds from him, and it's giving hope to Pacific. Rose desperately trying to steal that hope away. 7 not out of the round yet. He's on his knees, but he's right back into the fight. Pacific will find themselves a post plant. 5v4. Hold on. BBL are getting ahead of it. Ult's already sent through. In comes convergence path. Rose good for one. Crewen on another. It's chaos. And BBL thriving inside it. Ninja started without a weapon, but recovers one and puts the numbers back even.
The operator still just holding the angle, but a nice
reposition up top. It's dangerous. cNed's good to find one, and he's pushed them all back.
The A site left a little bit more open, and it seems like there's going to be an attempt to try find the gap. Ninja walks up, but then Lover's Rock, because of that TP, actually goes moving the other way. They are just catching them with rotation. Even still, though, Loita will survive for now. Now they head back in that direction. Loita might just be able to catch him, though. Timing here is going to be absolutely everything. He's waiting for the fight, but now he looks to delay them. 25 seconds left as they want to try and run into this site. Loita under serious pressure, but he dodged the knife. Can use the paranoia to slow them down, allow for a rotation. He's done excellent work, but it's not enough. And then he would have just fallen straight off the bat, but Lover's Rock escapes in time, and he's back in position once again.
Spike down A.
Very well handled, the calm in the chaos. Now a storm brewing on the side of Pacific as they've lost 2 players, but 7 has crept into the smoke. This could pull them back in. He could be the one to breathe life back into this round for Pacific again! 7 is unstoppable. The A site now under threat as the spike wraps up from middle. This is ludicrous! cNed's got the spike, and he's got a double! A mad round from Pacific, but it's worked out wonderfully with Crewen in a 1v3, and he's been spotted too.
That's unfortunate. All the sneakiness of this round has dissipated, and he's definitely been the man to have a rough time so far in this game. Looking for Ninja. Might just get that one. But while 4 HP and 2 to find, the rest are already scurrying away back to the site. They don't need to fight this. They don't need to risk it. Maybe if they knew how low he was, they would. However, the way that Pacific have been winning these rounds, and well, you could see the reactions. I'm sure there was another there. 7. That's another open of him. He has been insane.
That was really nicely done as well, using both salvos in that early contact towards A main, knowing that that's a spot that BBL are looking to fight for, and knowing that Larocque's fallback will be just around the corner, that you can salvo as well. It's caused a lot of problems, forced him out in the open, gave a pick away now to Pacific. Also means that BBL don't have the convergence path to work with, which is going to be very useful on a retake. For Pacific, their chance now to extend that lead 7-4 as they move through mid, but they're going straight into Rosé and Loita.
Dash in.
Standing ahead.
Rose will kick things off. A lot of pressure from utility. The span's got to be careful. There's another player around the corner. Crewen with one. Loita another. 7 trying his best to trade it, but wall forward. The push through the smoke. Well, it now leaves just one standing.
30 seconds
VALORANT caught. And even a wrap around behind him. Not really anywhere left for him to go other than to try and fight them for the spike. It's not like the economy is in any way, shape or form a worry for Pacific in the next round, so he's got to try and go for this, but at this point the clock's already gone.
10 seconds
I guess
left.
he was maybe expecting someone to try and rotate, but it really doesn't matter anymore. It's all about damage. Is he going to take anything away? To be honest, I'm waiting to see if he ever goes for a fight. Taking the spike at this point is a little bit pointless.
And the final round of the half about to play out. There you see the salvo sent through. 7 after jump peeking the first corner to send that player back. Now
the opponent has to try and deal with that, and I think they're doing all of that excellently.
Well, that's a hell of a reveal, but not much to come off the back of it. Lovers Rock going deep, and he keeps on going. Another found for Lovers Rock. They're trying to push him out of position, but LaRock comes in to help cNed from the window. Finally puts an end to that madness. And the advantage back in the hands of Pacific. They don't know where he's coming from.
Planted.
He doesn't know where they're gone.
The thing is, they can have an educated guess. There's only really one place now that he can have been coming from, on that flank. And he's always been on the wrong side of the map at the wrong place and the wrong time, unfortunately for Crewen, and it seems like that's the case once it was taken over.
Well, site control already taken. Lovers Rock is in there, and it looks like Pacific will back out, conceding that control, but the flank coming through could be massive, but they're waiting all the while for
Once again, it's the pump fake, going back into the same position once more, and it's something the Pacific have read pretty well. They've spotted out exactly where one of them is, but they haven't managed to deal with 7 again, looking to take over. The trades back from VALORANT, even better, from a deficit to an advantage in a matter of seconds. Look where the spike is. It now needs to be retrieved.
30 seconds left.
qpert wrapped around the window as well. Their eye's going to be drawn by him as VALORANT comes back in for more. Low HP on the Rock, and they take this across the line. It's already started out with a tag onto Rose. He's down to 77. It's the B site overrun. The A site falls. qpert's being dropped by what could be a lurk. From Pacific's perspective, they have no idea if that's the case, but they're making the right gamble, moving towards this B site. Oh, the refract! It drew LaRock's attention away. VALORANT is able to drop the second man, not expected. But the same can be said on the side of BBL, as they're able to get the plant in now in a 4v3.
Managed to get ahead of a few things, but it's the player in the window that could be a problem. cNed, he's not quite able to bypass Lovers Rock. A nice shot, though, from Ninja. He wanted to take the long-range battle with the pistol instead of the sniper. An interesting choice, but it has worked out. This is where this thing kind of...
sorry? Slaps?
Slaps, yeah. No, I wasn't going to say sucks. I don't know how that's worked, but hey, he'll take it all day long. This is starting to get a little bit dangerous. It is only 7 remaining, but only 7 has been enough for quite a few rounds. Even just as a bonus, a chance to make this costly. A rifle retrieved, but he's just looking for the exits now. Looking to try and do some real damage, and damage he will do. It's a round for BBL, but a very, very costly
that Hunter's Fury, which has already swayed a lot of rounds in retakes. Beautiful post plant. This round might already be over. Pacific, they've gambled. They've gotten up close, and VALORANT's been spotted. Huge wide swing. This should be done. And with LaRock's triple, I think that should cement it.
Yeah, we're kind of back to a little bit whiffy from Valorant, which is not something I've said throughout this game so far.
Yeah, I'll give you this, though.
Constant ability to re-aggress.
What?
Oh, I thought for a second he was going to catch a timing. But the double dive can sometimes negate all of that because you can just all in at any moment, and that's exactly what this is here. 3 players in the right place at the right time for Pacific. The trades already coming back, but that's okay. Pacific already have the man advantage, just not on the site. They need to wait for the cavalry to arrive. cNed trying to play defensively. Ninja to bit with Crewen will take down both. Now that advantage goes back the other way. Seven desperately trying to get in there quickly. Don't allow them to have those post-plant positions, and he's being revealed, but he doesn't care. Still just W-keying it towards the site.
Nowhere to run.
Oh, Hunter's Fury got outside the range of the knife. Orbital Strike will be sent through to try to punish, but no players pulled out by that. Big bit of aggression from Loita. He's on the site. That's huge. Denying the defuse. And Valorant being found in the open. But the clock here could be his biggest enemy with Rose dropped so quickly. Put in the last round, so now we're back to just the convergence path. But a hell of an ultimate it can be.
Oh,
The Rock sends it through, pushes them off the site. Deep control taken with the TP. Now Lover's Rock ready to battle up close. He's gone inside the smoke. The flash could come out at any moment, but he backs off. Moving instead to the site. Post plant will be from main. They're ready for Pacific. Then come knocking on that door any moment. With the null command already in, here it comes. Great flash! The Rock's still able to get one though, making this costly on the way through.
He's back.
Seven's right back into the game as well. A 5 versus 4 as Loita surrounded now, but he's got a teammate with him. Lover's Rock holds on, gets that gate crash out of there right as qpert arrives, and the time continues to tick. The defenders needing to get on that, and now inside the smoke, it's underway. Rose needs to land a miracle shot through the smoke, and he's too late.
Out of the site in the early take. That was what BBL wanted. They wanted a post plant. They wanted a post plant with space. But the second you see that rush back through before they can get into positions.
A big accolade early on. Deep aggression from Pacific as well. That's caught Crewen off guard. Again, like I say, not afraid to play a little crazy sometimes, but they've lost cNed towards that A site. Lover's Rock with a big pick and a gate crash to get right back to his team. It drags some players off of B, which has left qpert isolated for a moment. Luckily, Seven's here in time to save the day. The man's getting more and more every time.
Yeah, 27-10. The team that finished second
Enemy round B.
over in America.
Easiest job of your life. Let's go. Nice.
Gonna survive just about. He took a dink in the process. Trying to put the pressure on. That was almost a panic ult just to try and keep himself alive. Lover's Rock has been able to do that. 5 in a row needed, and from anything I've seen
to already be underway. Even putting the drone through on mid just to be sure. It's not a late play mid through A. Now they can rotate a little bit quicker, and their BBL are taking so long to hit B.
Yeah. Valorant waiting.
30 seconds left.
Nice shot from qpert as well. This puts Valorant under pressure, but he still found one for his troubles. A decent trade from Rose. There's cNed as well. Just up from above, and the ultimate being put through to give him that additional space, taking the site back before they could even get the plant down, and there's
look at the sneaky play by Valorant. He's caught Crewen completely off guard. And it's not even like Pacific are going off the back of that. They're now waiting. And it's the right call with 3 players towards B. They want space elsewhere, assuming those rotations have come through. And Valorant, he's got the rotations back to A. He's heard 2 going. Now they push into the B site, knowing that whoever's there should be on their own. It's a free pick onto Loita, a wall that isolates an angle deep on site that Ninja can pounce on the back of. This is a really nice pistol from Pacific so far. And finally, a blow will be dealt. Damage onto a player as cNed goes low, but LaRock finds himself alone to finish his dinner. And it's a big plate on front of him. 4 players left even after he's taken down 7.
Another solid round for Pacific. The push and pull that they have, constantly baiting in aggression from their opponents. And that seems to be the aim of the game so far for Pacific. Just try and bait out any util early and then make a decision. They've been happy to execute late. Crewen, though, he's just decided to try and take things into his own hands. Fights aggressively. wall to block things off. They can now make the sprint back towards the site, and there's no real chance for a flank to come in behind them. At least not very quickly. Loita in a good position though, and the crossfire is magnificent. Lovers Rock and Loita thriving as they look to try and push in, and well, qpert left to try and clutch this one out. They are not going to jump peek that again.
Even with that opening fight not going their way, Crewen falling towards connector, I like what they were setting themselves up for. BBL obviously reading into the fact that an early play from Pacific in the pistol was to make a little bit of noise and then exploit that space towards the double door, and thinking that maybe they'll do it now, then they're on that low buy. They stack up numbers there, they're ready for the fight. The bonus is being denied any real
Slow
impact.
Pacific are playing, and now they're going to get that same execute anyway, but there you go. They can avoid that Nightfall. Or somewhat avoid it. He can fall back and at least get himself out of there and play for the retake, and then the full squad will be in, just trying to delay as much as humanly possible. And they have actually managed to stop the plant going down.
They've done really well. BBL responded to every piece of info sent their way. Ninja's already down. Good spam from LaRock. Gets a second. This is clean for BBL. Half the players they're not even seeing. As qpert eventually finds one, there's 6 seconds left. The spike's not being picked up. They have to stick to plant, and they was there in so many of these initial round starts. Lovers Rock has been there to take that fight. This time, he's moved over towards the B site. Benefit of the gate crash and the quick rotations, but only good for one. Putting the pressure instead onto Loita, but Crewen, he comes through to help out. He's dodged the Prowler. He's found one. A little bit more with Loita by his side.
Just double up that crossfire, and as
of what risks they're taking on this attack.
He hit Ninja there. He traced where he thought the Prowler was coming from and almost managed to kill him. Swing. Patience from Seven, waiting on the edge of the trip. Starting to piece things together. Lovers Rock's position, though, this is what I said about them, allowing them that main control. Is something you really can't do a lot of the time. How much can he get? That's already one, and now he even has the get out of jail free card. He can just look to try and give information, knows there's only a singular player here, and they've lost the B site. That's the thing, they weren't just sitting pretty. A nice clear, though, gives them that man advantage. cNed trying to lurk on the back line, well, he's going to be revealed. A high-impact ultimate in the neural theft will mean that there's only 3 players on the site itself, and while cNed trying to find a fight.
That's the problem with him giving those fights on the A side. Crewen's already taken cNed down. qpert and Ninja to do it all. Ninja stuck in the corner, finds one, but now he's boxed in, and he cannot fight his way.
Oh, minute gone. Oh, he's not able to escape this time.
Right here.
Tried to duck away from it. Rose is also holding on to the angle. A lot of the time, Lovers Rock is seen alone, but they don't want to try and put too much here. Loita is waiting in the second. Yeah, immediately. Smoke up. We'll just look to delay them as much as possible. Pull the rotation in. His teammates just about going to get there in time. Crewen waiting and watching, but it's only now that the third is getting into play. Seven trying to make his way, but the cage would give away a lot of the noise. It's not perfect, but Crewen is there.
They did really well to set themselves up for that.
Is where they finally challenge for that A main control. It's a little bit worrying, and they've lost the rest of the map. It's almost like BBL had the perfect read. It's like, okay, they're finally going to try and deal with that position. Let's all push mid. Let's start getting a little bit risky in Lovers Rock again. It's looking like they might just be slaughtered. cNed's done well. He's going to get traded out immediately, and for Valorant, okay. I didn't expect him to win that one. Ninja as well has called the rotation. What was
the angle?
Face your
That
fear.
wall, there we go. He has to be pushed back by the ultimate. Otherwise, that was a big gamble on a player with 56 HP. That shock dart was so close. This one's bouncing. But Valorant dodges them both. The shots of Loita, though, they land flawlessly. And Ninja, maybe with no hope, he has to walk through that smoke or wait for it to fade. 30 seconds, and they'll start to think maybe he came mid. He might have wrapped around, you know, that ult came through. What if he's gone through the spawn? But
it seems they know.
They do, for now at least, hold the same angle. 20 on the clock. He could have went back to mid, but they are still certain that he'll come through that smoke.
Okay.
Early days.
Good to know you remember the last fruit was 5 years ago.
Well, no, I mean, I've eaten a Saturn peach since then. That's when I got addicted to Saturn peaches. Realized beautiful. Oh, cNed. He almost had it, but Lovers Rock disappears, and now cNed does too, but not to safety. Oh, a sacrificial lamb. The whole squad seems to be. Valorant in the muck for Pacific. Third round. It's what they want, and they've started out well. LaRock dealt with off, posted on the angle. cNed might have seen a hair from Lovers Rock's head there. Lover's Rock makes it out. Hunter's Fury good for the first. Oh, Ninja jumped back into it. Tried to bait him out. Big tag. Ninja gets brought back, but in goes Lover's Rock now. Posted on the angle, and he'll catch Ninja a second time. The spam from Rose finds another. And the off now Prime for a little bit more. As cNed needs a 1v3. A spike plant amongst it, and he's got no time.
And he had armor anyway,
30
so
seconds left.
he's going to be finding himself a little bit extra. cNed's there to start. The push is looking to go in the other direction. They've left the lurk of Crewen as well to try and catch them on the rotation. It is that initial site take, looking for the plant, but qpert is going to deny an audacious place to even try and plant in. The spams have been fantastic, leaving Loita and well, just no time. There's no way he gets a plant down here, and he may get the A orb.
In the first half.
In any.
Spike down.
I'm thinking it's 0, or maybe 1.
Yeah, I don't remember on the attack. They often gave up A main. They took an initial fight.
Sage Wall will slow them down, but they're pretty happy to wait this one out. qpert, he doesn't have to worry just yet, but the second that wall breaks, which will be soon, he doesn't really have the weapon for this.
He's heard them though. 3 players breaking it, plain as day. They know this is an A hit. He's got safe inside the smoke now, looking to take the fight up close, but it's the outlaw cNed that I'm worried about. That man is going to have a tough fight. Smoked off, walled off, and there's not much that he can do. They left the player on site isolated as qpert falls. Now Pacific have to think about the retake. They're not going to deny that plant, but they have taken down the rock. Numbers advantage back in their favor. Lover's Rock looks to recover though. It's a big play from Lover's Rock. A triple under his belt already. And with Ninja, the last man standing, he's found the disappearing man, Houdini, in front of him. As Lover's Rock goes back towards main and now baits him into a fight. He shot there, he gave away his position. He wants the battle with the 50 HP Ninja, and it's Lover's Rock. I don't care. I could play time, but I don't want to. I love that attitude, and it really is just, as I said, BBL are a team that came in and said, we are better. We can beat you individually. I don't care. And Lover's Rock's embodying that right now. He's going to stick that TP. Of course he is. The ult into the spawn.
Oh, no.
He's taken down cNed from behind. He's overran the B site, and now he's gate crashed out of there.
He took his op. He took his op. He went in with a rifle, went, I'll have that, disappeared, and now he's got the op locked in. I wonder if they'll even realize that it's gone. And that might just be a nasty surprise. They look to come back into the site. An operator trying to hold from the heavens of smoke will lock them out at least a little bit. For Pacific, this is everything. They desperately need this round. And Loita's just playing from afar, but up close is Rose within the smoke, dancing with death. And he's taken them all down. Only Ninja remains. And well, that's about the only hope he has, is if he could Ninja defuse, and that's not happening. Pistol and the second.
Oh, that's really...
Having a good attack just means, okay, fundamentally, there's something there. Maybe they're not quite on the level of a team that's been together at least as 4 for 2 years, which, that's fair enough.
I will find it within myself to forgive them for that, Tom.
Yeah.
Generous as I am.
That's because he's your friend, isn't it?
It's just because he's my mate. Otherwise, it's on sight.
You'd never forgive, you know, Enzo.
Oh, goodness gracious, cNed. He's run out.
Don't.
Oh my goodness! The slide around from LaRock is madness.
Can you forgive qpert for that?
Oh, it's going to take some time and a lot of love.
Oh no. LaRock should be dead. LaRock should be dead twice.
Oh!
The only problem is the time here. The spike needs to now hightail it to the side.
10 seconds left.
Run!
Yeah, he's fine.
Put the smoke down, man. Plant the spike! Okay,
that's the cockiest I've ever seen.